Hey everybody, this is a self-sponsored, but should be sponsored because it's so damn expensive, no BS review. Alright, today we got the Smart Jacket Rev 1. This is actually the first version of this. They're already on its second version. I've had this for so long, and I really want to give you guys my ideas and thoughts on it. So, this was developed from the same MotoGP technology that you see on TV and on YouTube. I logged so many miles in this thing. It's actually got, you know, some serious signs of wear. You can even see if you compare this to another one. I don't know if you could see it on the video, but you know how like you could get like some sun fade on some black? This has a little bit of that sun fade because I use this on the outside and on the inside of some of my jackets, which is another big benefit for me on this particular jacket, that you can use it on its own. You can use it, you know, with a jacket. You can use it over a jacket, which obviously it's going to be best off, especially if you did want to get a repack. God forbid you ever have to use one of these, but if you did want to get a repacked, it has to be in repackable condition, which is what they assess when you are getting it repacked. And it's just a great jacket, well-rounded. I think it's a lot more comfortable than some of the other stuff. And these pockets, I really miss these pockets. Moving on to the Tech Air 5, very useful for your flashlight and your cigars. I don't know, what do people use in pockets? For your hands. I don't know what to do with my hands. Boom.
We're real happy with what was going on.
But this thing's pretty cool. I first got it when it was first available to me in October. It took a while for the US market to get it for whatever reason. I'm assuming it's gonna be all the litigation that probably could have been faced because America. But once it was available to us, for me, it was a no-brainer. Airbag technology for me, a consumer, a regular guy, daily riding to Miami on this 600 when it was street ready, street legal. It was kind of just like a no-brainer. If I can get it, you know, it's good. It disperses energy way better than anything that you see for any regular jacket on, you know, the spine protector. Even if this had the chest plates, it would still do better than what you can get for it. It's nice and slim. It actually flows air pretty well because of the microfilaments. In comparison to some other jackets, like this review that you see right here. Boom. But I really did like and enjoy this jacket for a long time. One day I went out and I was riding and I had maybe fresher tires. Between these two bikes, they have two different friction zones, so maybe I got a little trigger happy. I went into a turn, lost traction on the rear, regained traction, and everybody knows what happens after that. It wants to throw you off like this. That's when you cut a clip in of somebody doing a high side. I'm pretty sure it went off before I hit the ground, because the next thing I know, I'm sliding in the next lane. Thank God nobody was coming in that next lane. Thank God there was no cars right behind me. And this is the stuff you gotta really understand, that on the street, this thing needs to go off, because if something were to have happened there, somebody's texting and driving in that other lane, somebody's right behind me, doesn't realize that I'm going down and doesn't really do anything to get out of the way. It could have been a lot of a worse situation, but luckily nothing really happened. But it definitely was a situation where it needed to go off. Picked up my bike, went home. That day is the day that I bought the Alpinestars Tech Air 5. And I sent this in, took a few months. It did take a little longer because this was during the pandemic season. They actually had a change in staff. I have some back and forth with some emails with one gentleman, and then all of a sudden it was another gentleman telling me that they had a change in staff and that this ticket was, you know, well later than it should have been sent, and then they got it sent out to me. $300 to get them repacked. Again, they're gonna have to reassess it. So when I sent it out, they had to make sure that it was actually good enough to pack before they billed me. So I sent it out, took a little while. They said, yes, it's good to go. I paid them, took a little while, changed in staff, and then I got it back. And it works. This pocket I messed up. I broke the little tie. See how it's this little tie thing? John, zoom in. John. It even has a little Dainese. It's actually a really nice little thing. But I broke this one, and when I got it repacked, they didn't put a new one on, which kind of sucks because it's like $300 to repack. But I really do like this jacket. It does flow air very well, although it doesn't cover that shoulder area. I know they're onto the new Dainese Rev 2, and they have a long sleeve version that's gonna offer some abrasion resistance and some energy dispersion. I don't know if there's an airbag in this area, but you know, in the future, hopefully it'll get there. Also, what's good about this is that I can have it on here and John can come over here and punch me and beat me up and throw me off of the roof, and it won't go off because it'll stay blue. When it goes green, from that point on, it starts scanning 1,000 times a second. Anything that happens, poof. You're stopped at a stoplight, someone's texting and driving, poof. You're riding, and you accidentally get a little trigger happy and lose your rear and get thrown off. poof. This thing does have the tendency to not go off randomly. I know you've probably seen the videos of the Alpine Stars ones going off randomly.
And as I was doing the review, my airbag went off.
But I think in the right situations, this can go off accidentally. And remember, it's just because this technology is still pretty new. This guy actually has had a significant amount of updates, which, you know, I just connect to the computer. It lets me know when it's ready to update, and I do that on a regular basis. Once it's fully charged, I have 26 hours of protection time. The charger is also a USB-C, which even if you lose yours, you can, you know, use your GoPro one, plug it in there. You can use your Android one, plug it in there, and have it charged. This guy goes for $699.95. They have another long sleeve version that goes for $799.95. And they have another high visibility version that I just recently saw. And I think it's pretty cool if you wanted something that's definitely gonna go over and you wanna look official, maybe have a little more high vis behind you. The Rev 1, if there is some still in circulation, which there isn't much in circulation because they already like liquidated it, I think you get it for like $540 or something. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that. Let's see how good you guys are on the keyboards. Put it in the comment how much it is. And while you're there, maybe like and subscribe, you know, if you're not too busy. Maybe if you're not busy later. I personally wear a medium. This goes on the inside or the outside of a mesh jacket. Or a abrasion resistance overshirt. It can go over. It also has little, I don't know if you see it here, the reflectors. You know, so it has little features like that are gonna give it a little more visibility, a little more practicality. It is very comfortable. You know, it doesn't really feel like another piece of gear. I've used it under a hoodie a couple of times, although, you know, in terms of protection, it's not necessarily the best under a hoodie. You still wanna get something with abrasion resistance just because you never really can account for all factors on the street. Although, you know, a lot of people don't wear gear, so this is definitely gonna be a big plus for those that are looking for something that's gonna be a lot more comfortable. Let's test it. It turns on by clamping these two little metal pieces on. It also has a transportation mode if you wanted to take it on a plane or in a car. There are two ways this thing turns on. It starts scanning 1,000 times per second with its 3 gyroscopes and 3 accelerometers. It either senses the vibrations from an engine or you go faster than 10 kilometers an hour. From that point, it's scanning, it's scanning, it's scanning, and anything that impacts it, make it go off. I have noticed too when I took it on, because I really wanted to test like where it would go on or off, and I have video footage of me test riding the live wire. And with electronic motorcycles being, you know, as popular as ever, this is still something to look into even if you're on a gas or electric powered motorcycle. Also, in the beginning, I did notice that it was actually not picking up the vibrations so often. So as you can see, there is some lag time between turning off the engine and this turning on. And I think they were always tweaking the algorithm to see where and how it would pick that up. But in any case, I do trust this with my life, and it did go off for me personally in a situation where it needed to go off, and I do recommend this airbag as well as any airbag. Definitely stay tuned because I'm gonna give you guys my top 5 reasons on which one is better and why is it better. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You know the drill. Support your boy. And hope to see you at the track soon or on the street. What's up? Just regular, everyday, stupid mother. I can't work under these conditions, John. Hey everybody, this is the... Nah, let me try. Oh, hello there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching. The Dainese Smart Vest is very smart. It's a lot slimmer on the body. A lot... I'm kidding. And it won't go off. Oh, let me redo that. Hit me. Hit me. Ah. Yeah, it's like a hurt.
That's what's cool about it? Okay, that's cool.
I told you. So this airbag actually...
Wait, I'm not ready. I'm ready.